engineering. So the primary skill which we are going to learn is Power BI. Power BI is a business intelligence tool. So basically, we can create a reports with Power BI, connecting with various data sources and create the report using the different visualizations. So while creating the visualizations, so we kind of create or work with the DAX, data analysis expressions. So we create the required measures as per the business requirement, and we just drag and drop and create the visuals. And also we also check whatever the numbers we have it, those numbers are matching or not. So we kind of do validation also. Okay, so this is the Power BI tool. So like when we compare with the other BI tools, it is very easy to learn within less time. And other BI tools are, they might take some time more. Okay, so that is the thing. And so if we look at in this particular training, so we are primarily, as I said, we will learn Power BI, but we also need other knowledge also, so that we will have complete exposure about this particular, subject actually. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is, so we have this data warehousing concepts is also something which I will be explaining it. Okay, so which will talks about the basics of the data. So what is the data and what are the different models we have it. So like kind of things which I will be teaching in part of the data warehousing concepts. Similarly, so we will also learn about like after the data warehousing. So we'll see like actually like what will happen, like what is SQL, how do we create a table. So all those things I kind of explain it part of SQL knowledge. Okay, so that is also something, and then I will be covering the data modeling tool also. Oh, okay, part of this particular training. So basically, just to say you that like Power BI is a not so much difficult tool. So when it comes to the learning side, like I will be teaching like end to end. Okay, so yeah, one can easily work on this Power BI tool like based on the knowledge which I will be providing it. Okay. So, so that's how this whole thing is going to work. But yeah, let's get on into complete thing. And if you have any queries, also we will discuss. Okay. So this is going to be 2 months training. 2 months. So we will need the time to learn everything the subject. Okay. So if you look at here, like so the primary skill is Power BI. It is a BI tool, right? So why? What is this BI tool? What is this business intelligence, right? So it is like whatever we are doing. Let's say if you take anything we are doing a shop or anything, right? If you buy something and we are selling something, right? So what is the profit we got it? So what is the investment we have done it? Right, so like kind of thing so we kind of analyze it for anything, right? So even for the companies also, right, if they are doing some business, right, so they want to see like on their different businesses, or if you take a small shop also, the small shop we will be buying different kind of products, and we sell it. So which product we are getting more revenue and more profit. So based on that, we will try to focus on that and to get more revenue, and similarly more profits as well. Correct. So that's the motto of our business, right? So when companies are doing the same thing, so companies blindly they don't do anything. So they want to know what they are doing it, right? And they want to get the knowledge from there, right? If you look at here, so business intelligence is the process that help us change data into information. Okay, it is a kind of information which we can get it. The information whatever we have it, so we kind of get that into knowledge, and that knowledge, based on the knowledge, we will decide like how we want to proceed further. Okay, so are you getting it, all of you? So basically it is like uh, like any company, if you look at any company, like we kind of go with this particular process. It is not like one organization will be using this reporting, right? Reporting is required for all the projects. Any, of course, like any domain, anything, we will look into that particular one. Okay, so if you look at this complete flow also, which I'm explaining, so we get the data. Data must be there, coming in different files, right? So if you take anything like related like banking system, right? So all the banking system, right? So data, we go to the ATM. So we don't go to particular one ATM, right? So we go to different ATMs. End of the day, so wherever we do the transaction, so that data which is present in that ATM, so which will be going to one place, and it will be showing to us. It's all applications are working based on the data what they store it. Or if you go to any of the like any other thing, clothing business also, right? So they will have different stores, right? So all these different stores, whatever they have it, right? So it is a kind of like shops, they maintain it and they will have data, and each shop they have data, that is the raw data. And end of the day, if you want to see that revenue or sales across the stores, what is happened across the stores, what is the sales, what is the stock is there, right? So if you look at like manufacturing companies, right? If it could be any companies, it could be cars, or it could be motors, or it could be anything, so factory or anything, right? If they wanted to do manufacturing, how much is the raw materials are there, right? So which place, which plant having which logistics are there, which logistics is not there, anything if they want to see it. So it's all works with the data only, right? End of the day, they wanted to understand how much is there and what is the condition of that materials, what is the expiry date. Some materials they purchase it, right? They will have 1 week validity or 2 weeks validity. Within that, they want to do it, right? So if there are any delays in manufacturing, which might they will lose that materials. So correct. So it is a kind of things, anything, of course, like any of the business, this reporting is must and should. It is required and necessity things, right? So that is the reason, like it is always like reporting is required for all the areas. So what is that we will be doing it, right? So whatever the data is there, right? So we kind of store it in a proper manner, like one place called warehouse. And from there, so whatever we need it, we take that data and we create a report out of it. And this data warehouse is required to have a secure place where we can store the data, right? So this is like we are talking about data. If you look at business perspective also, right? If you take any of this e-commerce things, Flipkart or Amazon also, right? If they wanted to, let's say, if you go with big cities, right? They will maintain one big godowns, right? Warehouses actually, right? All those products and all, they will keep it in the warehouses. So whenever people order it, right, instead of getting the products from actual manufacturing units, right, so they kind of get that products from these warehouses and they sell it. Same thing So we have data, all our business data is there coming from different locations and different places. So what we do it is, so we store the data in a proper manner. We do warehousing it. From that warehousing data, right? So we kind of understand our business. To understand our business, we get the data, and we we need to understand the data, right? So for understanding the data, so we kind of create a reports in a pictorial manner, like using the visualizations. So the data, if it is like a static data, right, to understand the data, it will take some time, right? So what exactly these business intelligence tools like Power BI kind of tools will do it is, right? So we can create that report using the visualizations. It will be easy for us like to understand the data. You could see it's a process that help us change data into information, right? So how the information we are showing is in the form of a pictorial representation, graphical analysis like bar chart, pie chart, donut chart, line chart, all these things. If you look at a simple example, if we wanted to look at like here, right? So if I want to know the COVID cases in India, right? COVID cases in India. If you search it also, right? So if you could see, the representation is showing in the pictorial manner, line chart. This is the area chart. So we are seeing like the trend is there. There is ups and downs is there. In which, if you can easily understand, in April there was too many cases, and Jan it was too many cases. Jan 2022, and this one May 2021. Now it is stable. So the pictorial representation makes easy to understand the data, right? So we kind of here they are showing like data like what is the total cases, what is the total deaths. This is the kind of a card representation, overall card representation, right? So this particular one, which we can also see, look at like where we can apply interaction, where we can choose the worldwide also, and we can see the data also worldwide, what is things happening. So this is a small representation, right? Like, so where so we are able to understand the data easily with the pictorial representation. This is how we show the data. So we are able to show this one because of the data is warehoused. The data is properly stored, and it has been connected with that, and we are able to show that particular one. So it is easy for the people working on the organization to understand their business quickly. So based on the understandings, right, they will decide, and they will do it. So basically, without business intelligence, right, like without having any of the knowledge on the data, simply if they take blindly the decisions, right, so there are chances that, like more chances that, so they might take the wrong decisions, and that will not help the organizations for the growth. It will be the failure in the business, right? So we have to go with the proof only. Like sometimes, right? So we want to invest in something else, something new business. I want to start it, or existing business only. I want to predict that future, customer behavior and future, requirements. So I buy a lot of materials, and I do manufacturing. After manufacturing something, they are not getting sold out, right? It will be huge loss to the company. So it's all we will be working with that data itself. There is something else data also. This is like actual data what we have it. So we will be representing it, correct? So end of the day, so we can also create future customer behavior also. We can do forecasting also. Next month, how much is the sales expected, right? Something based on the existing data, so we can also predict the futuristic requirements also. That is like something we will be doing it with machine learning and data science related R and Python, right? Using that we can generate the data, and again those data also we store it in data warehouse, and again we use that data also to create the report. So end of the day, so in order to showcase or represent the data where users can easily understand through business intelligence tool. It is not about like Power BI only can help. All other BI tools also will help the on the same thing. But Power BI is something it has more advanced features which we will be learning in upcoming training. Okay, so if you look at this is the kind of the same thing whatever I explained, right? Same thing architecture wise. If you look at here is the BI analytics. BI analytics means, so this is the place where we will be creating the BI reports, and it will be used by the users, business users. And so we will see like, so we have different source systems are there. So based on the kind of business, like for example, so we go and order it in Amazon or Flipkart or any other websites, right? So so that gets stored in their data systems. There'll be like SAP or CRM, ERP, any kind of databases they'll be maintaining in their uh, like websites, integrating that into these databases, so that data get stored. So like it could be anything like CRM, ERP, or e-commerce is like kind of a Flipkart. All these things will come a kind of category. Supply chain, so we'll be moving that like transportation, right? So logistics, all these things that will comes under supply chain management, legacy, other like different kind of data we might get it. So all that data we will be storing or we will be maintaining in EDW, enterprise data warehouse. Enterprise data warehouse is the thing where we will pick up the data. For example, if you take like a mobile store, right? Say any mobile store, if you take it, let's say any of the companies, Samsung mobile stores or Samsung laptop stores, right? So there will be different n number of stores across the India, right? If I want to get that, sales happened across India for today's date or yesterday's date, right? So we might not be knowing it, or we cannot collect manually from everyone, every shop and do that, right? So whatever that sales happened, right? So that they will feed it in the system, and the system data, it could be in different file formats. It could be XML file, Parquet file, CSV file, or any kind of file formats we might get the data from the source system, right? So all these things, there is system called ETL, extract, transform, on loading. So there is a ETL tools are there. So these ETL tools, so we will pick the data from the different source systems, and we will be storing the data after performing the transformations, and we will be storing the data in proper warehouse system. And we will not store complete data. Let's say I am doing business for 15 years. I might want to analyze the data for 2 3 years only. Remaining data I can archive it in the master data management, MDM, or metadata repository. So only the amount of the data which we need it for analysis purpose, we maintain that data, and and we do it. So end of the day, we are doing this course called BI, right? Business intelligence, like Power BI, right? So in the Power BI, right, what is our work is whatever the data, this part will be done by ETL developers. This particular part, our part is like BI part, right? So we kind of create the reports, right? So I'll tell you like more in detail about like so in upcoming slides. So we kind of connect with the data, and we kind of get the requirements, and we have to create the reports out of it. So this is the main thing, main objective of BI developer. Okay, so when I look at, as I told, few examples like any of the stores or whatever, right? So the data, the kind of the data we are going to be working on different domains actually, or different businesses or industries or domains. If you look at, we have financial, manufacturing, healthcare, e-commerce, energy, electrical and electronics, beverages, food and beverages, aerospace and telecom. So there are different domains of the data we will be working with. Okay, so within the financial also, within the banking or banking sector also, there might be logistic data also and financial data also. There might have different applications to support their business. So application data also they might have it, right? So it will be like different kind of data, right? So of the different business. Let's say you are working on one project. Let's say you got a chance, or you're working in a company called Unilever, for example, Unilever. Then you don't have to work. If you are working on that project, you will get that data related to Unilever company itself. They are into like products and manufacturing, right? So with that data only we will be working on. Okay, so whatever their requirements are there, so they will have different projects or different entities and different business units across the globe, right? So we will be working on that particular data itself. Okay, so this is like what I'm saying is, whatever we might get different data based on the project which we are working in. On that project related data we will be working, right? So let's say if you take one company, let's say if you take Unilever company itself, right? So we might not be working for all the data of the Unilever company. There will be one segment or one place they want to have a reporting on that. We will be hide and we will be working on it, right? So because the Unilever is like it's a very big organization. They will have this kind of Power BI teams. Different projects will be there, and different project will be maintaining different kind of data and reporting will be maintained. Okay, so that's how the process will be going on. So it could be any data. It is like our duty is, if you have knowledge on Power BI tool, right? So we should be able to, or we should be capable to connect with the data and create the reports and give it to them. Okay, so this is the end goal of that, our purpose. If you look at this end-to-end business intelligence workflow also, right? So whatever the data sources, as I told in this particular one, right, ETL is there. So there will be ETL developers in our project. ETL developers or database engineers will be there. So what is that they do it, right? So they kind of create a jobs which can extract the data on daily basis and load the data into warehouse or database. So we told data warehouse. Data warehouse is nothing but, so we are going to store the data in a database only. It's a storage layer. Okay, so if you look at like here, we have different sources. We have it out of which, so we are getting the with the help of ETL tools jobs. We are getting the data loaded into this one. Up to this part, up to from here to this part will be done by the database team, data engineering team. Ours is BI team. So we kind of connect with that BI tool with the data and create the report. So Tableau is also one of the BI tool, right? So this is like Power BI kind of thing. You could see. So Power BI is there at the end, right? So there will be like lot of tools are there. It is not like only Power BI is there in the market. So we have hundreds of BI tools are there in the market, right? So out of 100 BI tools, right? So Tableau and Power BI, if you look at, right, Microsoft, states like number one position in the market. It holds number one position in the market, Microsoft Power BI. So if you look at 2015, Tableau was number one tool right? When you compare with the ability to execute and completeness of vision, right? If you compare in these two parameters, right? So Tableau was number one BI tool in the market. But now if you look at here, Microsoft Power BI standing number one position like last 5 years onwards, right? If you look at as on 2022, January 2022. So as per the Gartner analysis, if you look at Microsoft Power BI states number one position. So out of all the tools in the market, right? So Power BI stands number one position, right? And if you look at the features and the options, whatever we have it like, it is like more up to date. And we have a lot of options in Power BI where we can get lot of visualizations. And we have the, Power Query. Power Query is nothing but where, so we can transform and structure the data also. We have DAX is there using the DAX functions. So as per the business requirement, we can create the required measures and do the drag and drop and create the reports as well. So all these things are there. So and it states number one position. Just to walk you through about what is this Power BI tool, right? So let me open Power BI tool. So Power BI desktop is the developer tool which I'm trying to open right now to you, right? So I just wanted to convey that like how simple is this tool, right? So that you can understand this one properly, right? It is like uh, we should learn like everything in this particular end-to-end options. What is that options it has been provided, and based on that which we can start learning it, right? If you look at here, so this is the interface of the BI tool, Power BI tool, right? So we have this visual options are there here. Different kind of visuals are there. And so first thing is in order to create a report, right? If you look at here, Power BI reports, Google search, I'm just doing it just to show you. See, there are a lot of reports are there. So this is what we are going to do end of the day as a Power BI developer. So we represent the data in the form of a pictorial representation, like using the visualizations, so that it will be easy to understand our business data. And from that understanding, they will make additions to how they want to improve their business, how they want to go forward in their business. Okay, so clear examples will be like it could be anything, right? For example, let's say I want to buy something in flipkart.com, right? So I search for it and it is not available and I need that product. What we will do? So we'll go to Amazon. In Amazon also we'll check it. If that is available, we'll purchase there, which means Flipkart is like indirectly losing that, revenue because of the out of stock, right? So we want to see those kind of things, what is out of stock, and we want to intimate prior to get that, stock back, so that, so they will not lose that money, right? It is like kind of understanding with kind of easy understanding which we can do with the business, right? It will be helpful for the organizations. So that is something it will be given by the BI tool. See, even without BI tool also we can do that, right? So we don't need this pictorial representation and all. Without also it can do that. Without any business intelligence tools, we can run the business, or we can understand, we can go to the raw data also, we can check what has happened. The problem is to understand our business, our data without these BI tools, it will take longer time, guys. Right? It takes long time to understand the our business data. And if you are delaying in understanding the data itself long time and not taking the decisions on time, so that will also impact the business. Okay, so we have to be proactive in understanding the data on time and take the quick decisions based on the existing data or based on the existing information. If we are delaying in taking the decisions, right, so that will definitely indirectly affect it. Okay, so if you look at this small BI tool, right, so we are going to learn about this BI tool only. So what is this about everything, we will be learning it. So it is very simple only. So primary goal is like end of the day, right, let's say I'm working, so I have a company, I need Power BI developers, right? If you need Power BI developers, so I want to hire it, right? If I hire some people, right? So what is the expectation is? The expectation is that Power BI developer has to work. They should have knowledge. They have to work on it. So what you will be learning in this training is end to end. You will be learning it. Whatever the options and real time use cases, whatever it is required for the job, right? So which will be completely you will be getting in this training. If you learn that subject properly, and if you get a job also, and if you do it properly, right, nobody will have any problem, right? The knowledge kind of thing you are getting it like it is a 5 years people, experienced people, right? So who can do or who can work on Power BI, right? Like in a experienced person like that you can do. Only thing is your efforts is required to learn the subject, right? So it's this very small tool. You can see it like so this is the thing. So we want to get connected with the data, right? Let's say I want to connect with some database. Let me just take this server name, go to the SQL server, or you can see, so we can use this get data option. Their SQL server, it is same only. So we just use that server name, and we kind of click on OK. And here, so we can choose the database also, which database we want to connect with the data. Let's say I want to connect with this one, DW database, and here we have tables are there. So we connect with the tables, right? So we connect with the tables and load the data. See, it's loading. So once we load the data, we get the data here, guys. If you look at, so the data is getting loaded. It is creating a model also. It will creating a model, and if you could see, we can see the data here. Using this data, you can see, so we can go with the drop down option, right? We can see what data it is available. So we have three sessions are there. This is a reporting session, this is a data window, and this is a data modeling session. So we are going to learn like each and everything, data modeling, how can we do it, everything, right? Now we can create the reports. Let's say I want to show what is the total sales amount happened or total sales revenue, what has happened. You could see 8.5 million. What is the total profit I got it, right? So it is like kind of drag and drop, and which we can do it. It's not like everything drag and drop. Actually, there are certain things we wanted to work on, measure creation and do it. For example, right now I dragged and drop like it's sales, profit, and this one, right? I want to create current year sales. I want to show this is total sales. What is the current year sales, or what is the current year profit, or what is the current year discount. So that is requirement. So we want to filter the data. Right now it is total. I want to filter the data and create a measure and drag and drop. So in order to filter the data or do that thing, right? So we should have the knowledge of writing that particular filtrations and creating the measures and all. right? So similarly, we can also show the visualizations also. This is a bar chart. So where I want to represent the data region wise, what is the sales happened. See, so with the help of drag and drop, right? So we are able to showcase the data, right? So we can also create another charts like, any other data also we could see like this, which we can create the reports. And whatever the reports we created, right? So we kind of, publish them, right? So if you could see like so far, I just loaded the data and I'm creating the reports like these reports. Whatever we wanted, like we are creating it, right? So in this particular training, so what and all we will learn it, like everything we will be learning each and every option. What is this transform data? What and all options are there? What is the purpose of that? Add column. So with the real time things, so there are like some of the real time things with a standard method which we will not be able to do it as per the business requirement. There will be some workaround options for them. Those also we will be learning that based on that. Okay, and you could see there are like some of the hidden options which we get it, right? Each and everything which we will learn it about this BI tool, and then we will when you get a job also it will be easy for us, right? So this is the developing tool, Power BI desktop. So I have not saved this file. You could see I just save this file, maybe like in the desktop, right? So now I can publish this file using the publish option. So we'll talk about in server also. So what is this? How do we create projects and how do we publish it? How do we manage the accesses? Not like everyone can access these reports, right? How do we manage the accesses? Everything which we will talk about there. Okay. See, I just published it and I just go to there and I can see the same report on online. Right? We can even go to the full screen mode. So business users, they will be accessing the reports through web based, right? So we as a developers, we will be working on a Power BI desktop. This is a tool we will be working on, and we create a reports and we publish them online, and we provide access to the people so that users can log in. Users can access the reports daily basis through that particular access. Okay. So this is the kind of things which we will be learning. It is very small only, but yeah, so we have to learn complete knowledge out of it. So part of our regular sessions. Okay, so always like scope learning on Microsoft skills will be on demanding actually. So previously we had SRS tool, so it was like around 15-20 years. It was there stable tool which was using by people, but now they have come up with the Power BI. So all SSRS reports and all they are migrating into Power BI of the projects. So because they are enhancing the Power BI tool, so it is also a Microsoft tool. Both are. So we also have different places. Data modeling tool also we will be learning it like part of this training. And MDX people stopped using it like now. And similarly like data integration side, right? So we can use Azure Data Factory also. So the thing with Microsoft, right, like they can provide the solution for end-to-end business. When I say end-to-end, if you look at like this whole thing, like this project also, they have the ETL tool is their SSIS, storage also they have Microsoft, and BI also they have Microsoft. It's like they have the products to support end-to-end business intelligence solutions, right? They have all the products from Microsoft itself: SSIS, ETL, storage, SQL Server, Power BI tool, right? So that is the capability, and things are there, and so based on like all these options we have it, right? So most of the companies are preferring and using these BI tools of from my like all the solutions from Microsoft itself. And if you look at these products of Power BI also, right? So we have Power BI desktop. So this is the one which we have gone through so far, right? So this is the developer tool. So where we will be using to create the reports, dashboards, and stories. It is a standalone application we can install easily in our laptop, right? So I will guide everything how to install this in upcoming lessons also, right? So once we install, like we can start working on the reports. How to create a pro account, right? To explore the server also, I will teach everything. Those options also, and we will also have different kind of licenses also there. Pro license and premium license is there, right? So if you could look at, so where pro license and premium license, we will learn all these things. What is the benefits we have it in pro, and what is the some more extra benefits in premium account, right? All these things we will learn in upcoming lessons on that particular one. So this is all about like, and Power BI server is something where we will be hosting or we will be publishing the reports online so that it can be accessed. Okay. So this is the thing about like whole thing which we're going to, and you know this is the interface of Power BI tool. You could see after loading the data, we can see the data here, and using the visualizations, so we kind of create the report. Okay. And this is it like about this session. And if you look at this, right, how we are going to take this training up, right? As I said, so I'll be covering, data warehousing concepts. So this is necessary for everyone to understand what is data, what is like terminologies of the data we have it before we directly go to Power BI. We load the data. So what are the terms we have it? What are the different table types we have it? What are the different models we have it? Right? It is like more of a theoretical we will be learning it, and practically we will be doing certain things in SQL Server. Right? So basically SQL Server is a database. So where we will be storing the data, and we will be connecting with the data with Power BI. So Power BI I'll teach end to end with the real-time use cases and scenarios, right? And also I'll be teaching like when to use which visuals. As we know that we are a BI developer, so there is a bar chart or donut chart, like, or any other visuals also, right? So we should know, or we should have knowledge of like when to use which visual. Blindly we cannot use different visuals. Correct. So we should be knowing like when to use which visuals. So that is also I'll be going to teach that usage of the visuals also, and DAX functions. So mainly, so in this Power BI training, DAX functions is the backbone of the training. Like I said, like in this reporting requirement, I have total sales is there, total profit is there, total discount is there. I would like to know, or I would like to show in this chart, what is the current year sales. We want to create the measures. So how we can create the measures is, so we have to use the DAX functions. So I'll be teaching every function. So most of the places I can clearly say that like confidently. So we don't get knowledge from all the DAX functions with the real-time scenarios and examples, right? So I'm going to teach these functions, everyone, like all of the functions with real-time use cases. So which will help you to work on the DAX to create the measures as per the business requirement. So this is the main thing of the training, which I'll be covering, going through, Microsoft website itself, each and every function with the real-time use cases I'll be covering. And also I'll cover the Power BI server part. In Power BI server, so I'm going to teach like, so what is this workspaces, what are the projects which we can, how do we create it, how do we provide access, right? So what is app space, how can we create app spaces, right? All these things in the server part, I will be, covering it in the Power BI server thing. After that, I will also be covering the data modeling session. I mean, data modeling tool. How like sometimes, right? Some of the projects, So we'll be using SSA's tabular model tool. Okay, and we'll be connecting with SSA's tabular model tool and creating the reports based on that. Okay, so that is also I'm going to cover it, and also I'll be taking the real-time project, right? So with the clear notes and examples will be provided. So this is the roadmap which from tomorrow I'm going to give the training with actually. And if you look at like here, every day I'll be asking the questions also, whatever that knowledge which I have already given, right? I'll be asking the questions and overall like along the entire the training, so that if you properly study and prepare on time, right, it will be easy for you to attend the interviews also. And also I will be sharing around 40 reports for hands-on practice purpose. You can go through that reports and you can practice it in your laptop, so that you can get the hands-on experience about this Power BI report, about reports and the tools also. Okay, so what are the real-time use cases are there? Those things you can easily learn it from there. And also there will be a lot of measures which will be created on that different reports which is shared. You can go through that measures and understand those measures also, so that it will help you there like to get more knowledge on from that learning whatever you have in the regular classes. Okay, so I will provide the recordings of all the classes, right? After the classes were immediately I'll provide that and give the access to you people to access them, right? So like from the training end date, I'll be providing 5 months. So almost you will get like 7 months of recording access, right? So it will be easy within 2 months. You can learn this, it is very simple thing which you can easily learn it in 2 months, but you will have 7 months of time to learn it. So just be active in preparing it. Okay. If you're not getting the job in 7 months, you will not get that like for all the time. And also I'll be providing the materials, so that will be access will be there for all the time, like you can go through that materials and learn it. And for placement also, so if required I will be providing you or guiding you on placement side also, how to get the job. Okay, so for training I'll be charging 10,000 rupees. So which will include 2 months of training, which I'll cover like end to end about data warehousing, SQL Server, database, how do we create a database, create tables, how to load the data, how do we query the data, right? So why do we need SQL first of all, right? So when we are creating a report, like if you look at this report, whatever I created, this one, whether this report numbers is showing correct or wrong, how do we understand, right? So we kind of write SQL queries and we test that particular report. So for that we need SQL Server knowledge, like where we'll query that and we do it. Okay, so the knowledge which we required is minimal knowledge only for querying only. Data query language we need it, but yeah, so I'll be covering data definition, DDL, DML, and data query language also. All of them I'll be covering it. Okay, and so that is it like about this overall training. Okay, so anyone has any questions?
Hello, hi, Ramakrishna here.
Yes, yes, go ahead, please.
What is the difference between Power BI and Tableau? Can you explain?
See, it is like as I already told, right? Can you go on mute? I'll explain it because a lot of noise
Yeah,
is
yeah,
coming.
yeah, yeah.
So basically, Tableau is also BI tool. Okay, business intelligence tool. With the Tableau also, so we can create a report. If you look at like, let me search with Tableau report, right? So this is also reports only end of the day. So with the Tableau, these reports are developed. So this also do the same thing. Power BI also do the same thing. Okay, so basically like we have hundreds of mobiles in the market. right? Samsung, OnePlus or iPhone or anything is there. All are same only, right? All are same means it's not like same. iPhone will have more features, or like it has some camera will be more good, and the MI phone is there. It is also phone only, but it has its own features. So Tableau is also one of the BI tool. Likewise, not only Tableau or Power BI, we have hundreds of BI tools are there in the market. Like if you see this screen, right? So we have hundreds of BI tools in the market available. Out of which, so why I am taking MI or why I am taking iPhone is it's my choice for my use. This that will help me. Okay, so out of which, if you look at this particular Gartner analysis also, right? So as on 2022 January, when you compare with the ability to execute and completeness of vision, Power BI has good features and good options. It can help business, and the Power BI is from a reputed brand also, Microsoft. It has all the features, and price wise, if you look at the cost wise also, so it is less compared with Tableau. So when we have when you have everything good coming for less price, which one we will be choosing it? Companies, good one only, right? So that's what it
Yes.
is happening. Okay, so most of the projects people are preferring Power BI. Okay, so that's where Power BI is popular now, like last five. It has more things. So that's what like I'm going to compare Tableau and Power BI also in my training session. So which will help you to understand more. But not only Power BI, Tableau, there are other BI tools also we have it. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
But I'm going
Thank
to
you.
explain that things. So as I said, right, like just to take you small thing, right? So Power BI has, you know, ETL capability also. Like I have some data is there and it is there in a different shape. I want to structure it and I want to create the report. I can do it with the transform data option. Using the transform data option, I can structure my data. You don't have to write any single line of code also. Using the UI options, you can structure the data and you can create a report. So this kind of structuring the data, all these things, we do not have it in Tableau, and it has in Power BI. So like if you compare like this, right, it has its own features more with less price, and it is from a reputed company, right? So all these things, if you look at it, is same. But end of the day, both are BI tools only. It is not only this. So we could see click reports are also there. There is another called click, right? Click reports. See, this is like this is also a same bar chart, pie chart only. This is also bar chart, pie chart only. End of the day, how it will help us for our project, right? So based on that, we can decide it and we can choose it. It's not like everyone will buy iPhones only or everyone will buy MI phones only. It depends on the user choice or a company's choice, and they can choose what is that. Out of that, so Power BI has more demand in the market. Okay, is it clear, all of you?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Any other questions anyone has? See, it is like no prior knowledge is required for this, right? Even though you are coming from technical background or non-technical background, it doesn't matter. So what I'm going to teach is completely, from the basics. I'm going to teach it. Even if you don't have anything knowledge, also one can easily learn it. So eligibility is any graduate is what any degree persons can do it. BCom, BSc, or anybody can study this training. It is only thing is like once you get the job, right, you need to work on that. To work on it, we need to learn this subject properly and work on it. That's it. Okay.
Okay, bro.
Any questions anyone has?
Hi Navin, this is Punita. I am having you are having SQL server, right? I am having SQL old version Oracle 9 using Toad. Can
See, if you
able
have
to
if you have knowledge on that, any other SQL also, SQL is a language where it will be used for multiple databases. It could be Oracle database or Microsoft SQL database or SAP database. Or it can if you can use the same knowledge. See, SQL I'm teaching like just to have query language. We should be having it. We should be able to query the data and check whatever the report we developed it is correct or wrong. So it doesn't matter for you, like yeah, you can use that also to connect with Power BI and practice it. So I'll
no,
teach everything in my training. So how to install SQL, how to load the data, right? Everything I'll teach it in my training. Power BI also, how to install Power BI, how to create a license account for free of cost, and how we can learn it, like all the options that I am going to teach it. Okay.
okay, Naveen.
Any other questions? I think if you don't have any questions, that's all. From tomorrow, I will start with the data warehousing concepts. Okay. So if anybody is not in the group, please join the group because I update all the information on the group only. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you.